when they see Heba, who's a traditional Muslim woman, walking on the street, that some of those fears are based on their association with people who are yet to recognize Israel's right to be here. Heba, you and I, we had a nice conversation. We're sitting here on the roof here, next to each other. We don't fear each other at this particular moment. But I think when Israeli Jews see you, they understand, or they picture you as part of the threat, because of those people in the Middle East and those people in the Palestinian areas close to us who don't yet recognize Israel's fear, or not yet recognize Israel as not being an occupier.
I also feel the same fear when I go to a Haredi neighborhood, a religious neighborhood. I feel the same fear.
Right.
I can be kidnapped. I can be. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that we have a guest here. I'm sure that she will talk about her cousin who was kidnapped and burned to death.
Right.
You know, why is always I feel always that the Israeli fear is more important than my fear.
Right.
The Israeli existence is more important than the Palestinian existence. Why is that that feeling that I feel it all the time? Why?
I don't know. I think many Israelis want to feel that their right here in the Middle East is legitimate in the eyes of those people that they need to share this land with.
An occupation is not illegitimate in any way. Jews were welcomed, and they are welcome as ordinary citizens.
I think that's where there's going to be always a clash, because Israeli Jews don't want to be welcomed. They want to be here of right.
Happened. The killing happened. The massacres happened.
Right.
We can't change history. We can't ignore history. We want peace, but we must recognize history.
Okay, and I'm going to have to cut into that conversation, as you can hear. It can go on for hours. The opening is taking place today, Monday the 14th at 4 p.m. Jerusalem time, 9 a.m. Washington time, and it's causing division and exacerbating the situation here in Jerusalem.
You're listening to the BBC World Service, and here's what's happening in the studio this week.
We meet Aisha Ayensi, creative director of the Ghanaian luxury fashion brand Christy Brown.
You want to make pieces that transcend any borders. How do you merge your traditions in these designs to make it globally acceptable?
In the studio, Tuesday at 10:30 and 21:30 GMT. And in an hour, join Nikki Beattie for the Arts Hour.
With directors of Avengers Infinity War, the Russo brothers, and the actress who plays Shuri, Letitia Wright, Hollywood star Kathleen Turner on the co-star she really didn't like, and South African musician and actor Nakane tells us about the film The Wound.
Next today, it's Hard Talk on the BBC World Service, the world's radio station.
Coming up here on the BBC World Service after the news is Hard Talk with me, Zeynep Badawi. My guest is President Recep Tayyip Erdogan of Turkey. Why did he unexpectedly call a nationwide election a year and a half early? Is he worried that the underperforming Turkish economy and his intervention in Syria will steadily dampen his popularity? Or does he want to consolidate his powers in an election that shifts power to the presidency? Also, is he worried about Donald Trump tearing up the Iran nuclear deal?
Şu anda bu atılan adımı doğru bulmadığımız için
we don't approve of the decision that's been taken. Of course, we're disappointed because we support peace in the region. So every step that's a threat to peace in the region we think is dangerous. Right now, this approach jeopardizes peace, so we can't approve of it.
That's President Erdogan of Turkey on Hard Talk after the news.
BBC News, I'm John Shea.